Okay, no problem. Now let us move on to the content. Please check it completed there in the last session. What topics can we understood in these classes? I think we are discussing about Java features. The topic yesterday we have started Java features. In Java features, how many features we completed Java features part overall? All right, now 6 features here we completed. The exact features we completed. How Java is a service? Less execution, less memory, simple syntaxes. Okay, order you are missing. Right. Second point. It has removed all the features, no confusion oriented features. So it is very clear that you are not a content. Okay, fine. After completion of the class or class, at least open the document total content what we discussed here. You will remember it. If you do the same thing every just 5 minutes after, then delay I came here, no, right? Meanwhile, you can document in mobile phone, just we can open. In mobile phone, I forgot to say, if this document is not open through web, just Drive app we have to. Drive is there, Drive available that we have to install through open the URL. Then we are at Google Docs. Not to Drive, no, Docs app. Google Docs app. Google Docs app is available to install. Through that you have to open it. But directly default that Google Docs app must be available on mobile phones. If it is not available, try to install. Then we can check the content. How much it is flexible, you are not aware. When we are can watch the content, where we are staying at particular link, someone is there also we can for time pass purpose we can watch. So multiple advantages are available if not digital. Understand it clearly. If they're web, multiple advantages. Okay, fine. How can you say that Java is an object programming language? Able to represent data in the formats by following the object-oriented features. Object-oriented features, it is able to represent the total data in the form of objects. All right, sir. That Java is a platform-independent language. Simple statement. Compilation is on one of them and execution is on another system. Nice. How can you say that architecture compilation is on one system and execution is on what there? System. What is the meaning of portable? Portable, able to run operating systems and all systems without changing in our program. We can switch operating system to another operating system, hardware system to another hardware system. What is the meaning of robust programming? Because the good memory management system handling mechanisms. Java memory management system in the heap memory management system. What is a deep memory management system? Memory management system. The advantage of this dynamic memory. What is the advantage of memory management system? It allocates memory for the objects, the applications. How Java has very good mechanisms actually. Java has very good exception mechanisms. Right, so Java has exception handling mechanisms because of very good to represent and handle almost all the exceptions coming frequently in our Java. Right, so to this part we completed. They're dynamic. All right. Now the next like what there dynamic programming language. All of you observe what is the meaning of this dynamic language? If you understand it, if any programming language is a following application at a runtime, if any language is following application at runtime, memory allocation at runtime is called dynamic memory allocation. Memory allocation is provided for the data at runtime is called what there dynamic memory allocation. If any programming language is following dynamic memory allocation, then that programming language is called what? Dynamic programming language. Then that programming language is called what there? Dynamic programming language. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? Now Java is a dynamic programming language. Why? Because it follows dynamic memory allocation. Means that memory will be allocated for the data at a runtime only in the case of Java. No chances of providing memory allocation at compilation time. And C and C++, memory will be allocated for data at the compilation time. They're following static memory allocation. Okay, right. So now Java is a dynamic programming language. Java is a dynamic programming language. Why? Because Java is following dynamic memory allocation. That is the data, that is the memory will be allocated for the data at a runtime of the applications. Memory will be allocated for the data at a runtime of the applications. That's it. So because of this particular reason, Java is like what there? A dynamic programming language. Remember it? In a simple words, if you want to remember this, how Java is a dynamic programming language, simple, it follows dynamic memory allocation. What is the meaning of it now? Memory allocation is available at a runtime, not at compilation time. That's the reason why Java is what there? A dynamic programming language. All of you okay now? Right, sir. Now let me come for the next one. All of you understand it clearly. What is the next one? Secure programming language. Right. Java is a secure programming language. But how can you say that Java is a secure programming language? Right. Before going to Java, before this Java, when a programming language is secure programming language, I were able to say one programming language is a secure programming language. What is the criteria for it? What is the measurement for it to specify a programming language is secure or not? All right, I'll give some clarity. Now try to understand this one clearly. If any programming language is providing 3 levels of security, if any programming language is providing 3 levels of security, what are the 3 levels of security actually? Implicit security, web security, network security. Implicit security, web security, network security. Definitely that programming language is what? Secure programming language. Not even this point here, simplified point I'm telling there. If any programming language is providing security for its data, then that programming language is what? There secure programming language. Remember this point. Providing security for its data in the sense, at how many corners that security must be provided, at how many levels we have to provide that security. In general, in the applications, the security is required at 3 levels. One is that implicit security, implicitly we require web level, web security, network level, network security. So if you provide these 3 levels of security, automatically security is provided in our applications. Put concentration on this point. So because of that reason, what's the point I'm telling to you? All of you have to carefully. I'm telling to you clearly, Java is a secure programming language. Java is a secure programming language. Why? Because Java is able to provide the following 3 levels of security in the applications. What are the 3 levels of securities in the application? First one is what there? Implicit security. And the second one is what there? Web security. And the third one is what there? Network security. Yeah, we need to have some analysis over these points. Okay, fine. Now let's move on to the implicit security. How implicit security is provided? Java program I have written. All of listen carefully. Java program I have written. I compiled my program. After compilation of the Java program, remember dot class files are generated. After compilation of the Java program, what files are generated? Dot class files are generated. Good. I need to send this dot class file to the execution. Execution process must execute this dot class file. It has to generate some output. But here my question is, who is going to execute or who will execute dot class file? Who will execute Java program? If I come for this point, JVM. Who will execute the Java program? No, JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Who will execute Java program there? JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Good. If you open JVM, inside the JVM, number of components are available. If you open JVM, number of components are available. I'm going to list out some of the components, high level components. Understand it now. First one is class loader. What is the first one? Class loader. Loading classes bytecode to the memory. Loading classes code to the memory. Class loader. Next one is JIT compiler. JIT compiler. JIT compiler. Just in time compiler. Name JIT compiler. Third one, an interpreter. Third one is what there? An interpreter. Actually, this interpreter is a real executor of the Java program. We are saying that JVM is executing Java program, but internally, who is executing Java program inside the JVM? Interpreter is executing our Java program. Remember this point now. Next one is after that, garbage collector. What next one? Garbage collector to destroy the unused objects. Unused objects are time waste or memory waste. To destroy them automatically, garbage collector component is available. Last one, all of understand it no? Security manager. What's that one? Security manager. 5 components inside the JVM. First one is what there? Class loader. Next one is what there? JIT compiler. Next one is what there? Interpreter. Next one is what? Garbage collector. Last one is what there? Security manager. I require this last point now. Security manager. What is the job of this security manager? When we execute Java program, means that when we execute bytecode, means that when we interpret the bytecode, part of Java program execution, security manager will check that each and every bit of the bytecode. Security manager will check each and every bit of the bytecode, whether that bytecode is provided properly or not, whether bytecode is the right bytecode or not, any misformations are available or not, malforming code is available or not, that bytecode is properly structured or not. Everything could be checked by home security manager. If any misformations are available, there itself security manager will raise some exceptions. Their program contains some unauthorized code. Like what there? Some unformatted code, that unstructured code is available. This is not as per the Java. This is some malforming code. Immediately, security manager will catch it. Security manager will not move further. Security manager will not move further execution. I'll forget my point now. Is it not implicit security? Is it not implicit security what JVM is providing? What Java is planning to provide that implicit security? Is it not implicit security? Definitely. This is what their implicit security. Now coming to the conclusion. Java is providing implicit security. How does Java provide implicit security? Because of a separate component inside the JVM. Because of what component inside the JVM? Security manager. Security manager is providing implicit security. It checks up bit by bit in the bytecode, whether that bytecode is properly provided or not. If any misformations are available, it will raise an exception. Now this is not related to Java code like this. Got it? What I'm telling you now. All right. Because of that reason, Java is providing very good implicit security. Java is providing implicit security by having an internal component inside the JVM called security manager. Security manager. Alright, sir. Or else in a simple words, what I am telling there, how Java is providing implicit security. Java has security manager and internal component inside the JVM. It will take the responsibility of internal security for the Java code. Clear? All of you are getting clarity on this point now? You should remember this point here. First point, how Java is a secure programming language. Tell me, what are the answers now? Because of three things. What are the three things now? Java is providing implicit security, web security, network security. How come this implicit security inside the Java applications now? How is it possible to provide implicit security in Java applications now? Why? Because JVM has an internal component in the form of security manager. It will take the responsibility of the implicit security. Clear? Remember this point? The points here now. Security, implicit security, security manager inside the JVM. That's it. Remember this short form here now. Next, coming to the web security. So before going to understand how Java is providing web security, first understand what is web security. First understand what is web security. Then after that we will think about it, how Java is providing web security. What is the meaning of web security? I'll ask some questions to you, now try to understand it. In general, in web applications, web security in the sense security at web applications. Web applications are like what they are? Our websites only. Web applications are internet applications, server-side applications. The browser and a server-side program. Browser will send request to server-side program. Server-side program will give some response to browser. That's finished. This is like what I'm telling there, web application. Providing security at web applications is called what there? Web security. Providing security at web applications is what there? Web security. Yes, sir. All of you are getting clarity on this, no? All right. Put more concentration, all of you know. Put more concentration. Java is providing web security very well. Okay, before that, web security is associated with two mechanisms. One is authentication and other one is authorization. Authentication and authorization, only these two things are available in web security. Web security is totally authentication and authorization mechanisms. First, what is authentication mechanism? First, what is authentication? After that, you'll understand what is an authorization. What is authentication? Right, sir. For example, all of you are having Gmail accounts. When we open the browser, when we type www.gmail.com, immediately what we are getting? A login page we are getting, sign in page we are getting. There we have to enter username and password, we have to click on login. In the case if you are not having any account with the Gmail, then in the bottom there is a link with the sign up link is available, or create account link is available. When we click on it, account creation form will get, then where we have to fill the details, first name, last name, email ID, next one is a password, confirm password, everything we provided. Finally, a register button we have to click. Sign up button we have to click. When you click on sign up now, your details will be stored into the database internally. After that, your username and password is going to be confirmed there. Your email ID and password is going to be confirmed. Again, login page will come. There we have to enter that provided username and password. Then again, we have to click on what there? Login button. Yes, sir. Got it or not? Why this login page is coming? Why this login page is coming? Checking whether that user is a right user or not to access this particular application. Checking whether this user is a registered user or not with this particular website. If he is the registered user, then only we are going to allow the access. If he is not the registered user, then we want to block that user. We want to stop that user. So for checking whether that user is right user or not, for checking whether that user is a registered user or not, for that purpose we are using this login and sign up and sign in mechanisms clearly. Got it or not? This is called authentication. This mechanism is what there? Authentication. Checking whether the user is the right user or not to access this application. That is called as what there? Authentication. The checking is going on the basis of the username and password. That is called what there? Authentication. Got it? What I'm telling you now? All right. Next up. What is an authorization? Example, try to understand this example. What is an authorization? I think all of you are aware about Amazon.com, e-commerce website, Amazon.com. Understand my scenario. I open that Amazon.com. One day I search for some pair of shoes, Skechers, pair of shoes I searched there. On that day, I got the search results nearly 25 items I got there. Search results are nearly 25 items I got. Okay, I checked all the 25 items. Then what happened there? I didn't satisfied with them. Then I want to search for it and tomorrow or day after tomorrow at some other time. Today I searched for Skechers shoes, 25 results I found. Good. Tomorrow morning, again I open the same website, Amazon.com, where I searched for Skechers shoes. But tomorrow, what I will identify, 50 search results I identified. That means in a list of 50 items I identified. But yesterday only 25. But tomorrow, like how many items today, how many items there? 50 items identified. And over the night, how 25 items extra we are getting? How 25 items are provided there extra? Yesterday 25 items, but today 50 items. 25 is the difference. And over the night, how we are getting the 25 number of items? No. Observe carefully. Amazon.com is an interface for sellers and purchasers. Are get my point or not? Amazon.com is what there is an interface, is a middle person, is providing some UI. That's it, providing some interface for whom sellers and what next one? Purchasers. Are get my point or not? What I am telling them now. Okay. If any seller wants to show their products in Amazon.com and if they want to sell through Amazon.com, first of all, they need to go for an agreement with Amazon.com. Get my point or not? Right, sir. Then sellers must go for an agreement with Amazon.com. Okay. One seller company, Skechers seller company is available. They had an agreement with what there? Amazon.com. Some terms and conditions. Okay, they allowed that Skechers shoes company there to show their product into the Amazon.com. Then that is visible to every customer. Understand my point clearly now? Listen carefully. Here itself we have to understand the point now. When Skechers company had the commitment with the Amazon.com, immediately what Amazon.com will do? Amazon.com will provide admin rights to the Skechers company people. Admin rights up to its own area, up to its part. Admin rights are provided to Skechers company. Admin rights in the sense one person will have that admin rights now, or maybe 5 logins are having that admin rights now. What exactly that admin rights are going to be happen there? Observe carefully. If Skechers company wants to add some items to their list, if Skechers company wants to add their items to the list, to the stock in the Amazon.com, definitely there one authorized person is required. When that person is trying to add an item to the Amazon.com, again is getting some login page, where inside this login page username or maybe password. Next one is a role. Username, password, what next one? Role. Understand my point here now? Now he must specify that role is what there? Admin. When he specifies that role is admin now, where username and password both he entered there, that username and password will be checked against to the roles table. Admin table, not in the user table. Guest table is different, admin table is different. When he's trying to add a set of items now, every time it is asking that logging again, username, password and role. Again and again he has to check himself. He is the right user to add these items or not. He is the right user to add these items or not. But already he is a login user. Already he is a authenticated user. Already completed that guest username and password. But when he's trying to add an item to the Amazon.com, he must prove himself is what the authorized person to add these items. That second level checkup is available when he's trying to add an item to the Amazon.com. Then again he is getting that username, password and what there? A role. Then this checkup is nothing but what there? Authorization. Giving privileges to a particular user to access the part of the application. Giving special permissions to the user to access a particular private area. Giving special permissions to the user to access a particular private area in our application. That giving permissions and checking that permissions is nothing but what their authorization. Sir, all of you get my point or not? So for example, I think all of you might be complete your academics, right? BTech or MCA or BSc or whatever it may be. In your colleges, you have a principal, right? You have a principal, right? In your colleges now. For example, one fine day you want to meet with your principal, then what is the process for it? I think you understood my question clearly. On fine day you want to meet with your principal. I think in your academics you never have that kind of situation, right? You didn't have that kind of situation. But let's say for us, for example, you want to meet with your principal, then what we have to do? And directly want to go inside the principal chamber, you want to pick your principal collar, no? No? Then what is the process for it? If it is a standard organization, there is a process for it. Your principal is so busiest person in our college. He might have some number of responsibilities. But how is it possible for you to meet with your principal there? There is a process. In my college, I'm telling that. But I don't know what about your colleges, kid. But in my college, what I have seen there, first of all, I have to take an appointment. First of all, I have to take what there? An appointment. On that particular appointment, I have to meet with my principal. What happened? One fine, I want to talk with my principal. Then what happened there? That day morning, I went to the principal chamber. There is a clerk. I asked him, just I want to meet with my principal. Then he checked the total schedule. Then he has said to me, he has given a letter with a typed letter. He has given that to me. Right, your appointment will be fixed at evening 5:15. Really, the same time I'm telling that at evening 5:15. Then you are having an appointment. We can talk with our principal directly. We can come to the principal chamber. That letter he has given. Understand it here? At morning 9 o'clock, I took that appointment. But the appointment time is what there? Evening 5:15. Okay. I went out. I went to the classroom. Then I completed all my classes there. By 4:30, my college was completed. Then I waited nearly 45 minutes of time. Exactly on time, I went to the principal chamber. At principal chamber, there is another clerk there. That morning shift clerk has given that appointment letter to me. Evening shift clerk is available. When I go there, he asked to me, for what purpose you are coming there? Do you have any appointment? Did you take any appointment there? Yes, I taken that appointment. I shown that appointment letter. He checked it. He checked it as myself is the right person or not to meet with our principal. He checked that appointment letter and everything. If it is proper, then he allowed me inside the principal chamber to meet with my principal. Understand it clearly? All right, sir. First, what happened at morning time? I took the appointment. At evening time, what happened there? When I reached to my principal chamber, where the clerk has checked my appointment, whether it is right appointment or not. This is exactly called as what there? Authorization. Whether you are the right person to access the principal chamber or not, this is exactly the process of like what there? Authorization. But remember it, myself is already the member of that college. That morning, already my authentication checked at security post in front of my college. In front of my college, there is a security post where when I go there, their primary checkup is completed. And my ID card is shown there to the security person. Yes, I'm related with this college. Authentication is completed. I was a member of this college. But still, if I want to access some special areas, I need to check once again. I need to be checked once again. That checking is nothing but what there? Authorization. Say, for example, in your college, examination branch is available. Are you aware about it? That don't say no, sir. Everybody must aware about it. Examination branch now. You might be completing your exams, right? Examination branch is available. Did you have any direct access with our examination branch? Will you enter into the examination branch directly? No, definitely no. Why? Because if it is available, everybody will go to examination branch. There they can correct their own papers now. Not possible. If you want to reach some person there in the examination branch, again there also is the proper appointment is required. There also be the proper process is required. There also we have to be checked whether you are purposefully you are coming or not. So there also be a checking is going to be happen. The type of checking is called as what there? Authorization. That means first of all you should be authenticated user. After that special permissions must be checked for you. That is what their authorization. Sir, I'll forget my point or not? Okay. If you understand this authentication and authorization, the next point is what there? How Java is providing this authentication and authorization mechanisms in Java applications for web security. Now I'm giving clarity. Listen, all of you listen carefully. Java is providing a very good web security by providing a middleware service by providing a middleware service. By providing a middleware service in the form of JAS. Middleware service name is what there? JAS. What is that JAS actually? Java Authentication and Authorization Service. By providing JAS middleware service, Java is providing a very good web security by providing middleware service in the form of JAS. Because of this reason, Java is providing very good web security. Right, sir. Java is providing a very good web security for its web applications. For the web applications, by providing a middleware service in the form of JAS, Java Authentication and Authorization Service. This is the reason why Java is very good at what? The web security. Guys, now tell me how Java is a secure programming language. Come on, how Java is a secure programming language? Because of three reasons. What are the three? No, implicit security, web security, network security. How Java is providing implicit security? Because of what component? No. Because of what component? No. Security manager inside what? JVM. How Java is providing web security? Because of what? Because of the middleware service in the form of JAS. What is that JAS? Java Authentication and Authorization Service. It has the implementation of the authentication and authorization mechanisms. The JAS is providing internal implementation for authentication and authorization mechanism. If we provide the JAS in our application, automatically authentication and authorization will come to us. Got it or not? Right, sir. Now let's move on to the network security. What is this network security? This is important, where Java is providing very good layer. Observe carefully. Everybody understand it clearly. For example, bank application is the best example. Bank application. Internet banking I want to do. I want to transfer 1 lakh rupees from my account to my friend account. That's my target. That's my actual operation I want to do. So first of all, I have to open my account. ICICIbank.com. If you open it, there we are able to have some immediately. When I open this ICICIbank.com, where some transactions options available. When I click on this transaction option, immediately it is asking internet banking ID, internet banking password. I have to enter that internet banking ID and password, and I have to click on what there? That submit button. If my data is right, automatically that home page of that bank we are able to get. The transaction page here we are able to get. In the transaction page, there I'm able to have transfer funds option is available. What is that? Transfer funds. If I click on the transfer funds option, immediately a form we are able to get. In that form, my friend account details and everything I have to provide. My friend account number and IFSC code or something else I have to provide all the details. I get my point or not? After that, if everything is okay, even one-time password is also generated with me, everything is okay. If I click on transfer button there, automatically funds are going to be transferred. Yes, sir. I'll forget my point now. Here, 2 points are available. Put more concentration. First, when I open this website, when I click on transactions, immediately internet banking ID, internet banking password is asked or not. For example, I entered that internet banking ID, internet banking password. When I click on login button, what will happen? No, my username and password is transferred to the server side application or not? Come on, my username and password must be transferred to server side application. Server side application has to take my username and password. It has to check that username and password is right or wrong by checking with their database. By checking with their database, it has to decide that username and password is valid or invalid. If it is invalid, immediately a message, red color message, incorrect username and password. If it is valid now, that immediately transaction space I'm able to get directly. Point number one, what I'm telling you in case number one, when I enter my username and password, username is okay visible, but password must be available in star symbols or not. Password must be available in dots or not. Why that password is not visible to me? Come on, why that password is not visible to me? Even though I typed that password, why it is in a dot symbol only? Why not I that exert password data? To provide security. Okay, to provide security, that I understood there. When I click on this login button, what happened there? Username and password is transferring over network to the server side program or not? My username and password is transferring over the network or not? Listen carefully. When my username and password is transferring in the network as the plain text, as a plain text data, somebody else may hack my network, somebody else may identify my username and password. Very simple to get data from the network. No need to take any cyber security courses, no. Half an hour if we sit in YouTube there, easily we can crack what is going on inside the network. It's very simple to identify what data is going on in the network. Especially from your IP address, what data is transferring is a matter of 2 seconds to find it. Don't think about it. It's not a big deal. It's very simple. Easily we can identify what data we are sending continuously over the network. That's my point here. If my username and password I'm sending as a plain text data over the network, somebody else may take my data, somebody else may enter into my online account. Maybe at present up to 10 minutes of time I will be on website. Once even though if I sign out my online banking, even if I close my system there, somebody else may take my username and password, somebody else may enter into my account, then they may go for their own withdrawals. Or if I get my point or not? So if I send the data, username and password as a plain text data, it is possible for somebody else to take my data, to steal my data. Got or not? So there I need to protect my username and password. There I have to protect my username and password. To protect my username and password, what I have to do? To protect my username and password, what I have to do? What we have to do? No, but I must transfer the data. Transferring data is mandatory. But with the protection, I have to transfer the data. How I can protect the transfer? How I can protect the data which is transferring from one computer to another computer in the network? How is it possible to protect my data? Right, exactly. There we are having the concepts like encoding, decoding mechanisms. Encoding, decoding mechanisms. That in advanced terminology, encryption and decryption mechanisms. Encryption is nothing but encoding only. Decryption is nothing but what there? Decoding only. Where encryption and decryption mechanisms are coming. What is that encryption and decryption here now? When I provide username and password, when I click on login button, the moment when data is ready to transfer over the network, the total username and password will be converted to different form. In a complete different form, unrecognized format. That unrecognized format data is transferring over the network. Even though some third person can take the data, third person can view our data, the data they can take, but they're unable to decrypt it. They're unable to convert into user understandable form. They're unable to understand my username and password. It's like what there with a different symbol, the data is coming. When the data is transferring over the network, even though somebody else has seen the data, but the data is not in understandable form for that particular user, what he will do with the data if it is not understandable form? Until and unless he is not decrypting the data is useless. Then that unrecognized data is going to be transferred over the network at a receiver send. What is going to be happen? That unrecognized data will be taken, that will be decrypted. The data will be decrypted. There we are able to get that actual username and password what I submitted. Yes, sir, got my point or not? I think all of you are well aware about WhatsApp, right? If you open WhatsApp app there, I think last 3 years or 4 years onwards, if you open the WhatsApp app now, the very first message what we have seen there, end-to-end encryption is maintained with WhatsApp charge. Are you getting that message or not? Or is it actually previously some security issues are available with WhatsApp? Immediately they realized for it and they're giving this kind of message to the users. End-to-end encryption is maintained. What's the meaning of it now? Even if you send a hello message to your friend now, while transferring the data in the network, the data must be encrypted. Encrypted data will be transferred in the network. At the receiver's end, decryption is going to be performed. That actual message will come. Yes, sir. All of you get my point on. That means security over the network. Security over the network. That is possible with the encryption and decryption mechanisms. In the bank application, username and password must be encrypted. Now, second thought of it, it must be encrypted, strong encrypted. Observe carefully. After that, okay, user name and password is right, perfect. Authentication is successful. After that, when I click on transfer funds option, I'm getting some form or not? Where I provided my friend account details, my transfer amount and everything or not? Again, I should not send that details as a plain text data over the network. That is my personal data, my friend personal information. How can I expose that in the network? No. How is it possible for me to expose that in the network? No. Is it possible to expose that data in the network? Not possible. Then there also we have to be encrypted or not? The data is also be encrypted. That encrypted data will be submitted to the server side program. Server side program will decrypt it. Server side program will decrypt it, and server side program will perform the required transaction, and it is providing some acknowledgement information to me. Like this transaction is successful, funds are debited from your account, the same funds are credited to your friend account. Like this, we are getting some kind of message. So while transferring the data in the network, the data must be secured. For that purpose, we are going to use encryption and decryption mechanisms. Now coming to the Java. Java is providing very good network security. Why? Because Java has provided very good predefined implementations, for almost all the network security algorithms. Java has provided very good predefined implementations for almost all the network security algorithms as part of its security module. Java has its own module, security module, where it has provided predefined implementations for almost all the security algorithms. What are the various security algorithms? No, encryption and decryption algorithms. What are the various examples for encryption and decryption algorithms? No, in our academics, if you have encryption subject there, easily we can identify. Bluefish algorithm, RSA algorithm, shared key algorithm, public key algorithm, digital signatures. Understand my point clearly? All these are like what they encryption and decryption algorithms only. Understand my point? The Java has provided predefined implementations for almost all the security algorithms which are used frequently in our enterprise applications. Because of this reason, Java is providing very good network security. Because of this particular reason, Java is providing what there? Very good network security. All of you are following my points or not? Okay, can I move forward? All right, now let me go for this point here. What is the point I'm telling there? Java is providing a very good network security by providing predefined implementations to the network security algorithms in its security module. Come again. Java is providing very good network security, providing a very good network security by providing predefined implementations to the network security algorithms in its security module. Network security algorithms which are required in the enterprise applications frequently in its security module. Because of this reason, Java is providing very good network security. Right, so all of you now tell me. Fine, I want to go for conclusion. Java is a secure programming language. How is it? Because of three reasons. Java is providing very good implicit security. Java is providing very good web security. Java is providing very good network security. How can you say that Java is providing very good implicit security? Because of what component? Security manager inside the JVM. How can you say that Java is providing very good web security? Because of a middleware service JAS. What is that JAS actually? Java Authentication and Authorization Service. Because of this JAS, Java is providing very good web security. How can we say that Java is providing very good network security? Because of predefined implementations for the security algorithms. What are the security algorithms? No, encryption and decryption algorithms. Because of that reason, Java is providing very good network security. Yes, sir, all of you are getting it or not? Yesterday you are good, sir, but today your mood is not good. Then when I ask the question there, you are waiting answer from me. You are not giving answers properly. Just within a small span of time, I can easily identify that. Yesterday you responded very well, but today you are not responded properly. Okay, right, sir. Now let's move. Let us move on to the next point here. All right, sir. Now it is completed here. Now observe carefully. Now coming to the next topic. What is this next one? Multi-threaded. All right. First of all, before going to understand multi-threaded, what is a thread? Perfect. Answer is what there? Thread is what? Flow of execution to perform a particular task. Thread is a flow of execution to perform a particular task. Come again. What is a thread now? Flow of execution to perform a particular task. That is thread. Clear? There are two thread models. There are two thread models. One is single thread model. Second one is multi-thread model. Single thread model, multi-thread model. Single thread model allows only one thread to execute the complete application. Single thread model allows only one thread to allow the complete application. Multi-thread model allows more than one thread to execute the total application. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? And before that, I want to give one point here. Previously, hard disks are available. Now at present, SSDs are available. SSD. Are you aware about it? What is that SSD? At least now tell me the difference between normal hard disk and SSD hard disk. At least you should know about it. I think all of you are using SSDs. I think so. And the latest laptops, if you take now, up to C drive is SSD. At least 256 memory is what there, SSD only. 256 GB is a SSD for C drive. At least I thought of it. All right, I'll give some simple point here. If it is normal hard disk, the read operations or copy operation, paste operations, they are going on in a sequential manner. Only one process is running over it, then right from starting point, ending point, in a sequential manner, it is able to read. If it is a read operation, copy operation. But if it is SSD, 4 engines are working on it. 4 engines. Example, I'm telling you 4 or 8 or maybe 12. That depends on SSDs. No, 4 engines are working on it. If you perform copy operation, 4 engines will start copy from different locations. At a time, 4 engines will copy the total content. Understand it here? In normal HSD, normal hard disk, only one engine will copy the content. But in SSD, multiple engines will perform copy operation. Not same data. At different locations of your data, 4 engines will copy their operations. Then when we perform this paste operation, all 4 engines are going to paste the data. The point is what? A task is available. At one side, one person is performing this task. At other side, 4 members are performing the same task. Understand my point? Now where the task is going to be completed in a faster manner, in which case that the task is going to be completed in a quick manner, in a single person case or 4 members case now? 4 members case, definitely 4 members case now. All of you put more concentration. Definitely 4 members case. This 4 members case is nothing but multi-threading. That single member case is what there? Single threading. Anyway, I'm giving clarity. Observe carefully. This is a classroom. I think already given this example number of times, but again I'm telling you. This is a classroom. Inside the classroom, 400 chairs are available. 400 chairs are available. After completion of this class, one classroom in charge is coming inside the class, is trying to adjust the chairs. To adjust a single chair, it may take 1 minute of time. Observe carefully. 400 chairs are available. One person, he has to adjust all the 400 chairs. How much time is the time for this total process now? 400 chairs into 1 minute, 400 units of time. 400 units of time. Clear? All right. Case number 2. For the same 400 chairs in a single classroom, I send 4 classroom in charges. All 4 classroom in charges will start their work from 4 corners of the classroom. At a time they started their work. Each and every person is trying to adjust the chairs. Now tell me, how much time it will take to complete the total classroom adjustment now? 100 units of time. Why? Because 4 members, they are shared their work. 100 units of time. So previously 400 units of time. Now it is completing within 100 units of time. Now tell me, where performance will be good? In the second case or first case now? Second case. In the case of this 4 members case only, performance will be good. When execution time is less, more performance. When execution time is more, less performance. This is the equation we have to follow throughout the Java. When execution time is more, less performance. When execution time is less, more performance. Yes, sir. All of you are following these points or not? So this is exactly the point here I'm telling them. So in a multi-threaded programming, more than one thread will execute our program. When more than one thread is executing our program, automatically execution time will be reduced. Performance of the application will be increased. When execution time is less, performance is increased. Automatically, we are going to take what there, that multi-threaded environment only. We are going to have what there, multi-threaded environment. Java is not exempted from this particular advantage. Java is following multi-threaded model. Java is following what there, multi-thread model. It allows us to create and execute more than one thread at a time. So it follows multi-threaded model. So execution time will be reduced in the case of Java applications. Java applications performance will be increased when compared with what there, other programming. All of you understand my point clearly? What I'm telling you, first of all, let me complete some points here. First of all, we need to understand thread. Thread is a flow of execution to perform a particular task. Thread is a flow of execution to perform a particular task. There are two models. There are two thread models to execute the applications. First one is single thread model. First one is what there, single thread model. And the second one is multi-thread model. First one is what the single thread model, and second one is what the multi-thread model. First, let us see the points about single thread model. It allows only one thread. It allows only one thread to execute the complete application. Complete application. Right, sir. Now at the same time, what about this multi-thread model? What you are going to understand now? It allows more than one thread to execute the complete application. Right, sir. When it comes to the single thread model, what next one here? Apart from this, no, observe carefully. It follows sequential execution. It follows sequential execution. Am I right or not? Only one thread in the sense sequential work only, sequential processing only. It follows sequential execution. But when more than one thread is working on it in the sense, what type of execution it is following there? It follows parallel execution. Am I right or not? It follows what there? Parallel execution. Please remember it. Wherever sequential execution is available, where execution time will be more. Wherever parallel execution is available, their execution time will be less. Alright, sir. Now, it increases application execution time. It increases application execution time. Now, what about this one multi-threaded model? It reduces application execution time. It reduces application execution time. Nice. Next one is when application execution time is increased, what about the performance now? What about the performance now? It reduces the application performance. It down the application performance. But what about this multi-threaded model? It improves the application performance. It improves the application performance. Right, sir. Now that's okay, fine. There are the two things here what we are understanding there. So what is thread? How many thread models are available? What is the information about that both the models here we understood. Now the point is what? Java is a multi-thread model. Java is a multi-threaded programming language. Java is what there? Multi-threaded programming language. Why, sir? Why? Because what is the reason for it? Java is following multi-thread model to execute the applications. To execute the application. Java is following multi-thread model to execute the applications. Right, what next one here? Java is able to provide a very good environment, to create and execute more than one thread at a time, to create and execute more than one thread at a time in order to execute the applications. All right, now come for the conclusion, sir. All of you understand it now? How Java is multi-threaded programming language? Now tell me. How can we say that Java is a multi-threaded programming language? Why? Because Java is following what model? Multi-thread model. Java is following what model? Multi-thread model. Tell me, what is that multi-thread model? Come on, what is that multi-thread model? It allows how many number of threads now? More than one thread to execute the application. When more than one thread is allowed, parallel execution or sequential execution? Parallel execution. If it is a parallel execution, less execution time or more execution time? Less execution time. If it is a less execution time, performance is less or more? More performance. Performance will be high performance. More performance here we are able to get. Got it or not? Because of these reasons, Java is following what their multi-thread model. That's it. That's a simple content here. What I'm telling you. Right. Observe carefully. So finally, what we understood there, I think then today we discussed about some few topics only, but important points I discussed with you. Now I want to get some clarity now. How can you say that Java is a dynamic programming language? Come on. How can you say that Java is a dynamic programming language? Why? Because Java is following dynamic memory allocation. Tell me, what is dynamic memory allocation? Memory allocation is going on at what time? Runtime. That's why Java is what there? A dynamic programming language. That's nice. How can you say that Java is a secure programming language? Because of what? Because of 3 levels of security. What are the 3 levels of security? Implicit security, web security, network security. How Java is providing implicit security? Because of a separate component. What's that component now? Security manager. Inside what? Inside the JVM. Nice. Then how Java is providing web security? Because of one middleware component. What is that middleware component now? JAS. What is that JAS? Java Authentication and Authorization Service. That's right. How Java is providing network security? Because of providing some predefined implementations for almost all the network security algorithms. In a simple words, encryption decryption algorithms are implemented inside the Java and it's a security module. In a simple words, because of its security module. In security module, all network security algorithms are implemented. Because of that reason, Java is what there? Providing very good network security. Altogether, Java is a secure programming language. So again, I'm telling there, if I have this question from interviewer, at least minimum 5 minutes of time we have to speak that interviewer. Then how can you say that Java is a secure programming language? You have to talk about all these points. Understand this clearly now? Right. Then after this, how Java is a multi-threaded programming language? Come on. First of all, tell me, what is a thread? Thread is a flow of execution to perform a particular task. How many thread models are available? 2 thread models. What are the 2 thread models now? Single thread model, multi-thread model. Tell me some points about single thread model. Allows only one thread to execute the complete application. Then what next? Sequential or parallel? Sequential execution. Execution time is what? More execution time. Performance is what? Less performance. Now tell me something about like multi-threaded model. More than one thread is allowed to execute the application. Now parallel execution. Then what next one? Less execution time. Then what next one? More performance. Java is following which model? Multi-threaded model. Java is following multi-threaded model. How can you say that Java is following multi-threaded model? It is able to provide very good environment to create and execute more than one thread at a time. To run more than one thread at a time, Java is providing some environment. So Java is what there? Multi-threaded model. All of you getting it or not? Right, sir. Now this is the information here what we provided. But still 3 more points are remaining there. Okay, but first half of the class you are not good, but in the last you are good. That's okay, fine. Appreciation. But tomorrow maintain the same tempo. Tomorrow we'll complete the remaining content here. Then today actually the less class we have taken there. Otherwise I might be complete. As per my schedule, I have to complete these 3 parts also in today. Okay, it was lagging there. Tomorrow we will complete this one. After that, tomorrow we will start case sensitiveness in Java programming. Case sensitive, that means lowercase letters and uppercase letters. Where to use uppercase letters and where to use lowercase letters, that we'll understand. After completion of that, Java structure, Java programming format, we are going to understand. We are moving towards programming part. If you observe this, we are moving towards what their programming part. Once if we complete the Java programming format there, directly first application development I will start there directly. Clear to all of you know? Right, guys. That's all for today. I'll meet you tomorrow. Tomorrow, see the remaining content. Thank you. Thanks a lot.